Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live. How's everybody? Oh, got a little problem there. Here we are. It's a Tuesday. Holidays are over. Time to get back to crafting. I'm so excited. It was really fun to start stamping again. Thank you for joining me. My name is Laura Roderick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm super excited to be with you tonight crafting. And I also have a whole bunch of new things to tell you, so that's super exciting too. All right, I'm gonna start by finding myself on Facebook to make sure everything is okay. All right, there we go. There I am. Okay, we're in business. Hi, Roz. How are you? I'm hoping you're good. Okay, all right. I'm going to flip my camera around. Let's get started. Lots of stuff to show you, okay? So let me do this. I feel super rusty again because, you know, it's been a couple weeks since I've been live, so got to figure everything out all over again. But I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so a lot of big things happening today, as always, on a Tuesday. Launch of mini catalog today. Launch of online exclusives today. So this is exciting because we can finally show what's in this beautiful spring catalog. All these super fun projects. I can't wait to start making a whole bunch of stuff, right? The other thing is online exclusives, which are also amazing. And then, oh, good, Roz. That's awesome. This is the suite we're going to use today. And this is Lovely Blossom Suite, and it comes with all kinds of fun stuff. I'll show you everything up close. Here's the paper. I didn't end up using the embossing folder, but lots of fun stuff. Check out the online exclusives on my website and see all the fun things that we have for having fun and stamping. Okay, you guys, also bonus days started today, January 6th. Every time you spend $50, you earn a $5 coupon. This goes on through the whole month till February 2nd. And then starting February 3rd for the next whole month, you can go ahead and redeem as many. You can redeem them at once, redeem them one at a time, but you have a whole month to redeem your coupons, the 3rd through the 28th. They're going to send you a coupon code when you place an order. So keep track of those, start accumulating them. Hi, Renee. All right. Also today, product of the month came out. This is the product of the month this month, and it is a stamp set with a bunch of sentiments on it. $5. If you have an order of $75 or more, you can get the product of the month for only $5. So that's super exciting. I placed my order early this morning before work. I couldn't wait to place it. So here's another picture of some cute stamps they made with these sentiments on them. You guys, have you seen the new kits for this month? There's 3 new kits. One is this crafting kit, which is so adorable. There was a little sneak peek of this in the mini catalog if you're a demonstrator and got to see it ahead of time. And I couldn't wait for this kit to come out. This is going to be super fun with the grandkids. It is so adorable. So Adopt a Pet kit. Here's the number here. It's $15. And then 2 beautiful card kits came out today too. So the Butterfly Garden kit, super pretty. And I believe it comes with some butterfly stamps in it. And then Lots to Love kit, which is also gorgeous. I mean, you know, these colors are right up my alley for these flowers and just so pretty. So I had to get those today too. So I'm excited for my order to come. I think it's going to come on Thursday. All right, so done with Christmas. Here we go. We're making some flowered floral cards today. So we're going to make a thank you card. I feel like we all need lots of thank yous now for everything that we got for Christmas, right? So this one is thank you so very much. This one is always here for you, sending smiles. A nice little hello friend, happy birthday card. I love the colors in this suite. I think they're just very pretty. The cloud cover, the secret sea. And then we're going to make this little box that just slides, and we've got a couple little Debbie white cakes in them. So this would be a fun little treat to give to somebody, especially like as a thank you gift, or put happy birthday, any sentiment that you want on here. So those are the projects that we're going to do tonight. And if I can remember how to stamp, I'm going to show them to you. So we're going to start with this one right here. All right, so here is the stamp and the die set. Really fun dies. Nice sentiments, flowers, nothing fancy, right? 2 flowers and a leaf set, but that seems to be enough for this. What I'm doing, I'm just taking the stamp set before I use it, and I'm just stamping it on paper just so I can remember where everything goes on it. And then when I'm done with my stamps, I'll put them back on here. And then I'm just sliding them right into my thing. Keeping it simple, nothing fancy for me. And I'm keeping my dies the way I always have, which is just, I put them on a magnet sheet, and they're just handy, and I slide them out. I'm going to have them facing this way so I can see them, or see the pictures on the other side. I didn't use this die set. I wanted to, I just didn't have occasion to, but this cuts out this little pattern, which is really nice. But I used all of these other dies, maybe not this skinny one either for the sentiment, but fun dies too. So that's the set here that we're going to use. Also for this first card, I brought in another one of my favorites, and this is the branching out die. So I used a couple of dies that we're going to build our little flowers on. Here are our pieces for our cards. All right. Hi, Lisa. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope it's going to be a really good year for everybody. All right. This is for stamping. I have a piece of just basic white, like a quarter sheet, 5 1/4 by 4, something like that, that we're going to just do our stamping on. All right. We're starting with a Secret Sea card base, and I did not get fancy for this first card set of the season. I didn't do any fun folds. I just wanted to do simple, easy cards to kind of get back in the groove. So Secret Sea, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. 5 1/4 by 4 is going to go on the inside. So we'll leave that aside too, because we're going to decorate that up. All right, layers. We've got some layers that we're going to use. And this is the beautiful paper. Now, as you know, I always cut mine into a million pieces, so it's hard to show. And I never really have enough to give you, you know, a good view of like a smaller view. So I'll just show you what I have. Now, these are really fun, and I didn't use these because I offer kits. And when I offer kits, I do not have enough. These come with 3 sheets of each, but I would have to buy a whole bunch of kits to send them to everybody. So that's why I don't use these. But look how easy it would be to make cards with these little cutouts that come with this paper. And then on the other side, you have this beautiful cloud cover striped pattern. So like I said, there's not that many different ones this time, but there's 3 sheets of each, which is awesome. So I love these small patterns. They're super fun. They coordinate nicely. We've got this beautiful, this one is probably my favorite with the flowers on it. And this is really pretty too. So that's the paper that goes with it. So here we go. We have 5 1/4 by 4, and this is that sheet of DSP right here. So we're going to add a little bit of a green background here. Get my stamp and seal going here. This is a new one I just opened, and let's see. Having trouble. Well, let me start with another one, but this one's not going to make it the whole time, I don't think. We'll see. I've got others in my drawer here. Okay, so we're just going to center this as our first layer. Next, we're going to take some of the beautiful DSP design and put it on our next one. So then this layer here is 5 by 3 3/4. And now we've just got a nice little background for this card. When there's beautiful DSP like that, I like to show like the full sheet. Like I really want to show off the DSP because it's so beautiful. So I like to start like that and have a nice background like that. So Secret Sea cloud cover, I've cut out these already. I'm having trouble was sealed tonight. What's up with that? All right, so this is what we're going to build on. So I'm just attaching this layer to the first layer, and we're going to kind of build our flowers and everything with that. Okay, so we've got some pieces here. You're going to die cut with your dies. This comes in your kit if you get the kit, right? And let me show you what everything's for. So in the cloud cover, we're going to cut these leaves, and these are beautiful leaves. We're going to cut 2 sets. So 2 of the double, 2 of the single, and there's room on here to cut 2 sets of those. And then this is going to be for the sentiment. So die cut this out too of your little piece of white. So I have got those ready. Let me pull those out so that we're going to stamp. So here's the little cloud cover leaves. I've got those all set up, and here's our label. All right, so that's done. All right, next, we're going to do some stamping. So let me put this aside and get out my stamps. So we're going to start with the flowers, and I'm doing them in Secret C. So I've got this full flower. I'm going to start with that. All right, next I'm going to take this kind of half sideways-ish flower, and I'm going to stamp it. I love this because it's just simple stamping, and it makes a really pretty card. On the inside, all we're doing is a leaf. So let's get out our next color, and we're going to do 2 sets of leaves for the outside and 1 for the inside. We're doing those in Old Olive to coordinate with the paper. So we'll do 3 of these, and you can see, I'll show you this a little bit more up close. I want to get them all on here. That it's a nice detailed die. Whoops, that's no bueno. But can you see the detail, how you've got the white stems inside the leaves? Isn't that pretty? So that's what we've got. After you do that, take your dies from your die set and go ahead and die cut these pieces right here too. So we've got our 2 leaf sets in here. Oh, you know what? I only needed 2. 2 here, but I'm going to do 1 on the inside. Lost my mind for a second. So let's do that other leaf right on the inside. Okay. There we go. And then did we stamp a sentiment on the inside? Thank you so very much. So we'll get the Secret C for that. And let me find my so very much. I had trouble when I was making this card getting this straight. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more. And I think maybe because it might have been a little bit crooked on my block. But I think that looks pretty good. Okay. I'm going to put this down before anything bad happens to it. And what is on my fingers? Did anyone craft over the holidays? I feel like the holidays were so busy and they were gone in a flash. It was just so fast. Okay. Now, we're going to take... Oh, I forgot to do thank you too. See? I did forget how to stamp and make cards over the break. Hi, Sue. It was really tough to pick out a set with all the choices right now, with all the new products coming out today, for what did I want to use for my first class. I think the next couple weeks I'm going to do Valentine's, but I thought I want to do a floral. It's been a while since I did a floral. Okay, so I'm going to start with these leaves right here. So I'm going to put one like right about here and one right about here. And I'm just going to use a little bit of seal to tack those down. All right, now I'm going to do the flowers, and I'm going to pop those up. Hi, Jolene. So did y'all have a good holiday? I hope so, and I hope everyone's still having some good weather. I feel like there's still kind of warm across the country, right? When I was driving home from work today, it was like 82 and sunny. It was gorgeous. This morning, though, it was super foggy and rainy and wasn't looking that hot, but gorgeous drive home. All right, one right there. One right here. Now we're just going to take these and place our other leaves underneath. And then we can go ahead and pop this up first. I spent New Year's Day, the entire day, cleaning my craft room. It's not done, it's at least 50% done, but I needed to get in here and start cleaning because it was a mess. I wanted to get out all my old stamp sets, and I did some work. And it felt good. I must have gone through, I'm embarrassed to say, about 40 or 50 paper pumpkin kits. And I took them all out of the boxes and put them in these plastic envelopes. And I had bought these plastic containers. So I did some organizing with that. And that really helped save a lot of space. And now they're handy, and I really need to do them. Because some of those kits, and some of them I did. So I pulled the cards out that I already did. But some of those kits are just so awesome. I can't believe I haven't done them yet, but you know, it's always a time thing. Do you have time to do everything? It's hard. All right, I'm going to flip this underneath right here. And then I'm going to take another double one up here. I feel like if I ever get to retire, I'm going to have enough to keep me busy for a very long time. Crafting, of course. Okay, and you can kind of flip these leaves up a little bit too to make them stick up a bit. So let me just I'm just going to place one of these, unless I have some extra room. All right, we'll tuck one right under here. Do we need another one to fill space? I don't think so. We'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, so we've got that. Let's pop it up. One of the things I got for Christmas this year was a bird buddy. And I set it up, but it took a little while for the birds. There's not, even though we're warm in Texas, there's not a ton of birds right now around, you know, because it's the winter, even though it's warm. But there were some cardinals that came by yesterday and today finally, so I was pretty excited to finally see some birds up close and personal, so that was fun. All right, right in the middle. All right, needs a little bit of embellishment, so I'm going to get these beautiful dots that go with it, and these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. Beautiful, beautiful dots. So I'm going to use some of the Secret Sea, and I'm just going to put a couple dots in the middle of the flowers because I think it looks nice. It just adds a little something to these flowers. So I'll just take a big one and a small one. And then let's get some ribbon. Where did I put it? Here it is. Secret Sea ribbon. We'll just tie a bow and stick it on. This is the one that came out with the annual catalog. So it is the faux linen ribbon in Secret Sea. Beautiful sheen to it. I don't want my bow too big, so I'm going to kind of make it a little bit smaller. So I get it a little bit more even. Okay, there we go. Whoops. Not so good at cutting. All right. Bring my light down a little bit. Okay, glue dot. And we'll just put that right here in the corner. And that's it. That is our first card. Nice, easy thank you card with this really pretty suite. Okay, next we're gonna do, whoa, little baby avalanche. We're gonna do this one here that says always here for you. And again, with this one, I just really love the paper, so I kind of wanted to show off the paper. So I added, I haven't used these for a little while. I feel like Spotlight on Nature dies. So I use this one right here to get that nice border. And then I use Stylish Shape die to go in the middle of it. And then I use this bigger banner die. So here's the pieces for this. If you would like to order the kit this week, it's free with a $50 or more order. If you spend $75 or more, you will also be able to buy the product of the month, right? Or if you, and you just have to, this is before discounts and tax, name user demonstrator, and I will send you the kit for free. But you can also purchase it for $22 if you don't want to order through me. All right, lots of little pieces here. We're going to start with the card base. All right, same card base, simple cards this week, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this one's going to open like this. For our inside, we've got that. We'll come back to that. So we're going to start with the first layer on our card. And this is going to go like this, all right? Now, but we want to space it so it fits to be a 5 1/4 by 4, all right? So I'm going to kind of measure it, and it's going to go from the 8 to the 12, so this has to be lined up on the 12, okay? So I'm just going to run some adhesive along here, and that's why I like using a grid to craft on, because I actually do use it a lot for measuring things, or lining things up, making sure things are straight. So that's just what I'm going to do here, and line it right up on the line here, and then it's going to fit on the card perfectly. All right, and the reason, now you could just do it on here, but the reason I did it like that is because I want to tie a ribbon around here before I put it on my base. So I'm going to get some more of that same ribbon, and I'm just going to take a piece, and it kind of got lost and everything while I was, I'm adding enough layers and stuff that the ribbon kind of gets lost, but I'm still going to put it on. So let me just flip this over and add some adhesive to the back, or you can use Scotch tape to secure it if you like. No, watch, it's going to stick. Don't do that. And I'm just going to lay some ribbon to make it kind of a nice soft transition from one DSP to the other. And so let me just tuck this behind here, hopefully straight. Yeah, let's redo that. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we can go ahead and put this on. All right, there we go. Card base finished. Hi, Barb. Okay, let's stick with the front. So we are going to do a little bit of stamping. So we have this piece of basic white, and we have this banner. So Secret C again, just going to do one of the flowers, and then this time I'm going to do the leaf in Secret C also. So my flower here. And I did that because of the DSP. I was trying to mirror the DSP. So that's why I've, normally I wouldn't have navy, like a dark blue leaf, but that's what we're doing. Always here for you on the banner. Okay, next you have a piece in your kit of, I'm making a huge mess, just a little 2x2 petal pink. You're just going to cut out a double leaf and a single leaf for that. All right. And then take these and die cut these out too. So that's going to leave us. Here's our banner. Is that just an extra banner? Yes, because I already stamped on it. I like to cut an extra banner because once in a while I kind of mess up stamping. And sometimes I lose stuff too. So what happens to the banner? I don't know. I might have to just stamp a new one. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here is the flower. Here's our petal pink leaves. And then here is our secret sea leaf. So we're all set for that. Okay, easy one to build. Just like the last one, we're just going to pop some things up. So let's just attach the petal pink circle to the little border there. We'll put our leaf on. And I'm going to have it kind of stick off the sides a bit. Pop this up. Tuck a couple leaves under. And then we'll pop the whole thing up. We will put, first we'll put our banner on. Get in there. All right. Banner. Now you can pop this up if you want to. I didn't really pop it up. I think I just put it down flat. But you could pop it up. See how a lot of our ribbon is just getting hidden? But that's okay. All right, and this is just going to kind of go right here. Okay, more dots are needed. And then we'll just throw the inside in. Oh, we have to stamp on the inside too. Take your pick. So again, with one of the secret sea for the middle. And then I just thought I'd scatter some of the white ones. These are just so glossy and pretty. I just love them. They're so nice. A couple of small ones. One just about here. Okay, so that's that. On the inside now, we had always here for you, and then we have sending smiles. Wait, not that one. Here we go. Someday I'm going to be able to remember to do all my stamping at one time. Maybe. All right. So I'm going to get this one straight. Good. And then I just have a couple of strips. These are just 1/2-inch strips by 5 1/4 of the DSP, the 2 DSP pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those down and just kind of layer them up a little bit. Looks like these are just a little bit longer, so we'll trim those up. Nice, easy card, right? Let me just overlap that a little bit. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent me cards. It was so sweet, so nice. I love the cards. And I have to tell you guys, I failed at cards this year, sending cards. Like, I didn't get my cards out. It just didn't happen, which is kind of crazy since I made a ton of cards this year, and I couldn't get it together. There were a few things this year that I just did not get done. It just seemed so rushed trying to get everything done. And my company came early. They came on the 18th, so I had to have everything done by the 18th when they came, and it really just didn't happen. Okay, card number 2. So I apologize, you guys. I'm very sorry that I didn't get my cards out. All right, next we're going to do this one that says, hello, friend. All right, So I'm using the perennial postage dies for this one. This big one right here is the one that I used. I've also used from the die, I cut this out of Cloud Cover. This is a really fun die. So I did use that one for this card as well. So here are our pieces. Starting with Cloud Cover this time. And same measurements, 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is going to be for our inside. Okay, trying to think before we do the other pieces. Let's finish this because what I'm doing with this is stamping. Okay, so I'm going to take the front of the card and I'm going to take the big flower and I just kind of want to do a background on this. So let me pull this out and get the background stamped. So I started in a corner and I'm just kind of going to go around the whole card with a pattern. Of course, really just the edges because the inside is going to be covered. The inside of this part is going to be covered. So, and I'm doing this in Secrecy and I just love the look of this. I think it's so pretty with these beautiful flowers. Okay, there we go. Now, while I've got this out, let's do some other stamping. So with this piece, you're going to die cut the label from the set, which is this, let me pull some things out here because I did all my die cutting ahead of time. So you're going to die cut this label, and on this we're going to do Hello Friend. Okay. We're going to do 2 of the flowers for the outside, and I did 2 full flowers on this one, and then I did the half flower for the inside. So we'll do all 3 flowers. And we're just going to stamp them. All right. We also need 2 sets of the navy blue leaves again. Not navy blue, Secrecy. All right. And on the inside, we're just going to do Happy Birthday. So these get die cut. So we've got this, 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 and my 2 full ones. Pieces for you to die cut too. This one right here, take that other die and die cut this piece that I showed you out of it. And then you're also going to want to take, oh, I don't have any more petal pink in here. I should have petal pink. Some more of those leaves, 2 sets again in the petal pink. All right. All right, let's do our Happy Birthday. And that's going to go for the inside. And then I think all our stamping will be done. Move that down. Okay. All right. This piece on the bottom, another piece of that little DSP, 1/2 inch by 4. And we're going to build on that a little bit more. So I'm going to leave that out. Okay. So, layers. We've got this one. We did our perennial postage die in Secrecy. We have this piece right here of the beautiful Lovely Blossoms DSP. This is 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. And that's just going to go right on top of our die cut layer. Just like that. All right. Next layer, and let's just start popping stuff up too, okay? We're not doing any ribbons, so we can move forward with popping things up. If I can find my dimensionals. I might have to open a new one. Okay, oh, I see where they fell. They fell behind the other card. All right, this layer popped up in the middle. Then we've got this piece, and we're going to adhere this piece to it. So let me just put some glue dots on this. Dots of glue with the green glue. And I'm just going to do that flat on this piece, and I'll tell you how big this Secret Sea piece is too. Seem to be getting ink on stuff. Okay, then let's pop this piece up, and then we can keep building. All right, so we've got lots of layers. Now we can start taking our flowers and putting them on. I'm just doing the exact same thing that I did before. So we'll start with these leaves. One up in the corner. Oh, wow, Jolene, that's a lot of cards. All right, up a little bit higher because we're going to have our label down here too. All right, so what I did with these flowers this time too, I wanted to bring in a little bit more of the petal pink. So I just got a Stampin' Write marker out, and I'm just kind of going along the lines and just adding a little bit of the pink. Just to add a little color to the flowers. And this one I kind of outlined on the bottom. And this is the dark petal pink blend. And let me do the last one. Okay, then we'll pop those up. These are for the front. Man, it's really hot in here all of a sudden. Maybe because I have long sleeves on. I'm not used to wearing long sleeves in the house because we keep the temperature pretty warm in here, even though it's still technically summer here. I have the air set at like 74, which is normally fine because I'm in short sleeves and not under hot lights either. Okay, so one flower here, another flower here. All right, adding the rest of the leaves. So back to adding the pink ones. So these cards are really just repeats of each other, just in a little bit different way, a few different layers, but super easy, right? Easy and fast. And some of the little ones. It's a little bit harder to curl these because of all the lines that are cut into them. They get a little hung up, but we'll try it anyway. But I think the little lines really add a lot to the leaves. They're not very plain, that's for sure. Okay, so there we go. Let's put our Hello Friend on here, popped up as well. Come in. Guess we're doing 3 because that's what got stuck to my fingers. Let's go a little bit lower, which is fine. Okay, now for the inside, that was some glue. Got some glue on there. Missing a flower. Where'd you go? I'm just gonna put the leaf down first, like this, and then we don't want to pop it up because it's the inside. So I'll just put that like right here, and then just add a little bit of a double leaf. Like that. All right. Inside. Then we're going to want to add a little bit of bling. Now this time I didn't put the blue ones on the flowers, but I did think that some rhinestone basic jewels would look nice on here in the little circles. So that's what I did. Get some of those out. And so I'm just using the smaller size, and I'm just putting one in each circle right in the middle. The other thing that was kind of fun, and I don't know if I have any here to show you, but when you cut this piece out, let me tuck this one right here because it's going to show a little bit. When you cut this piece out, I've got some extra pieces here. You can see you get all these little things that were inside. So these are fun too. So you could actually glue these on instead and make a pretty little pattern like that too, if you wanted to and didn't want to use jewels. So I think that's fun too. All right, let me get my mess out of here. Finish putting these on. I like them to be in the middle, so I don't want anything. I don't think they look right if they're not quite in the middle. This one, I feel like I left a little bit more space open, so I'm using a few more rhinestones than the other card. But that's fine, it just adds the bling. I think I actually like it better like that, with more of the bling showing. Okay, that is it. Another quick and easy card, right? Oh, Sue, I'm so sorry. I'm just reading the comments now. I'm catching up on the comments right now. Okay, here is our third card. All right, you guys, so we're going to do a box next. And I ended up doing the same thing with the box that I did for the card because I just thought it looked so pretty. So this is the box that we're going to make. And again, we're going to put our Little Debbie cakes in here. Let me show you what they are. They're called Fancy Cakes by Little Debbie. And they're just like white cake, almost like wedding, right? So I thought those were perfect, and that's what I wanted to use. And so then I made this little box. So let's go ahead and make that. And I really wanted to use this cloud cover ribbon too, because isn't this ribbon so pretty? I'm like, I have to use that on one of the projects. So pretty. Okay, so for this one, I used these textured notes dies, and I just used this one right here to cut out a little bit of a background. I did that in the Secret Sea. And here are our pieces. Okay, so we're going to do a top and a bottom to this box. So this is going to be the bottom, and this is Secret Sea. And so the measurements for this are 8.5 by 4.5. And then we are going to score on the short side at 1 and 3.5. Or if you just want to flip it around, it's 1 inch from each side. Then on this side, same thing. We're going to do it in 1 inches. So it's technically 1, 2, 6.5, and 7.5. But what I did is I just hook it up here and scored it at 1 and then 2 and flipped it around 1 and 2. So you've got all these 1 inch things around it. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and fold on our score lines. And like I said, this is for the bottom of our box. I love little treat boxes. I think it's so nice to just give to people as a gift. Your office workers, your co-workers. Okay, so now what we want to do is, let me see if I can remember, because like I said, I've kind of forgotten how to do it. What we want is this to fold in here. So we're going to cut up on right here, right all the way to this bottom piece right here, okay? So that's cut like that. Then we're going to cut off the little squares right here because we don't need those. Do the same thing on the other side. Cut all the way up. And then cut these off. I love doing custom boxes for the size of what you're going to do. And that's what we did here. So this is a super easy bottom. So what we're going to do now is these little flaps are going to fold in, and this is going to fold in and over. So we're going to put some adhesive on the inside on both these, on the very outside of them. So adhesive here, and then fold them in and fold them over. And if you cut right, which I don't always do, you might have to tuck this in a little bit, they should fold over nice and easily. And you can just tuck this in, right? And then just double check your fold like that. So that side's ready. Let's tuck this one in. And you might have to finagle it just a little bit to get it to fold right. Make sure these flaps are in as you're folding it down. Let me do it this way. And you can just make it happen, right? Okay, so that's our bottom, just like that. All right. So now we can take our little Debbie snack cakes, and I'm just going to tuck them in like that. Perfect. All right, and we'll put that aside. Now we're going to start working on the top part of it. Now I ended up making the top part just a little bit bigger, and let me show you my diagram, because I start out like this, and I kind of draw it out. I start with, you know, what size does the bottom have to be, and then I kind of work around how I want to do it. So it's kind of funny because first I did the top like this, and then I wrote or, and then I redid it with different measurements, and then I wrote or. And so what I ended up doing was making it just a little bit bigger so it'll slide easier. So I made it a little bit higher right here on the sides by like 1/8 of an inch, and I think that did the trick. Now, the piece of cloud cover is 8 3/8 by 4 1/2, and we're only scoring on one side, the long side, and we're scoring this at 1 1/8, 3 5/8, 4 3/4, and 7 1/4. Now, before we fold anything, we're going to do like we did on the last card and go ahead and do some stamping of the flowers. So let me get that out. And again, I'm just going to start here. Now this one, I kind of want to go all over, not just on the edges. And just make a pretty little pattern. Try and squeeze some of these in here. If they overlap a little, that's okay. And like that. Okay. Now we've got our nice pattern. Now we can go ahead and fold those lines. And this is basically just going to wrap around the outside of the box. Okay. We're going to wrap this around before. Let's get some of that pretty cloud cover ribbon and tie a little bow just to make it easier to slide in and out. The sheen on this ribbon is so beautiful. right, and I'm tying it all the way to the edge here. And then you can just take the bow and pull on the bow to pull it out. And it's decorative too, right? It looks pretty. All right, trim that up. Okay, now we can take this, and as you can see, I want this part to the back, so I'm gonna wrap it around this way. And this piece right here is the one I'm gonna put some seal on. So super easy, just making sure I line it up like that. All right, now let's see if it slides. Good, slides just fine. Now we need to decorate the top of our box. And let me straighten out the bow a little bit because it's a little wonky. Okay, so we have the cutout, and if you get the kit, I will have cut this out for you. Anything that's not in that bundle with the dies, like any of the other shaped ones, I will die cut for you, so you don't have to have those sets too. Okay, so I have this piece right here. I took a piece of the DSP that fits inside this rectangle, and this is 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. And we'll just seal that down. And then we'll build our little flowers on here again. Whoa, that could not be more crooked. Okay, there we've got that piece. Okay, so we have a couple pieces to stamp on. Let's do one more of those big flowers. And another, we don't want navy, we want cloud cover this time, so I'm going to wait on that. Let's do the thank you. This you'll also die cut, so you're going to want to get it die cut for your label. There's our thank you. And I probably should have put that a little bit more towards this right side here, but I didn't. All right, let's get some cloud cover out. Now I've got the little cloud cover Stampin' Spot because I feel like that works better. Whoa, sorry. I did actually get, you know, demonstrators could get the big stamp pad, but I don't know. I feel like mine's a little bit wonky. So I've been using the little cloud cover one. So let me clean this stamp off. Everything keeps falling. Hey. All right. We'll ink that up with cloud cover and do the cloud cover leaves this time. Have you guys used cloud cover stamps? Have you had any issues with it? Do you have the big one or the small one? I feel like I've had a little trouble with both, to be honest. And this one you're not supposed to have any trouble with, right? Because it's on a different pad. I don't know. All right, so we've got one of these stamped on here as well. See how it's kind of like modeled? I mean, it still looks pretty, but it's just a little weird. Okay, I wonder what would happen if I used my big cloud cover pad. Let's try that real quick and just see how that would look for comparison. Just get out another little scrap of white. See, that one actually looks a little bit better now. You can kind of see the difference. See the difference there? So probably this is the one I would go with. Anyway, go ahead and die cut those out with your die. So we have a flower and a leaf. We've got a 2x2 of the petal pink again to die cut some of those little leaves. All right. And let's just build this. I'm going to take the petal pink blend again. How are we doing on time? It's almost 8 o'clock. We're doing pretty good. We're going to be right at about an hour. Okay. So this doesn't seem like it's down all the way. We have a very small area to work with on this, right? So we'll just put this here, pop this up. Add some more pink leaves. Maybe there, that doesn't quite seem like it got tucked in right. I think I have a dimensional in the way, but that's okay. And let's add another little one or two to the bottom. I don't know, I have so many leaves cut. I probably did extra. I think that's good. Okay, let's do our thank you, which is going to go right here, and it's going to go off a little bit, but that's okay because we've got lots of room on this box. Let's see, maybe right about there, and we'll pop it up. Yeah, so back to work this week, working 5 days. I feel like I haven't done that for a while. I was fortunate to have a lot of vacation to take in December and spend with everybody, so that was really fun. I got to tell you, it was pure joy spending time with the grandkids. They are such a joy. We had a lot of fun doing things. Okay, now getting back to the dots. I'm going to do a little one for the middle with the blue. And then I added some of the cloud cover ones, 2 of them. Just like that. All right. That is the box kit. You can go on the website. Here's my website. Right here. You can go on and order there, or if you want to order for the $22, my email is sunshineandsparklesstamping@gmail.com. There's 2 S's in there. sunshineandsparklesstamping@gmail.com. All right, so let's bring back our cards that we did this week. And thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so happy to be back and stamping with y'all. I missed it. It's part of my routine. All right, so we've got our thank you card, our always here for you cards, our hello friend, and then our fun boxes. I hope you guys liked this set this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you would like the measurements, they will be in the email that I send tomorrow if you're on my email list. If you're not on my email list, but you would like the measurements, just email me and I'll just send them to you. That way you have them and you can go ahead and make the cards or projects if you would like to. Just one last mention, Paper Pumpkin this month is special delivery. So look at these cute little, it's kind of like a stamp design theme. Charming postage stamp details. So really cute. That goes till January 10th. So a few more days you can order Paper Pumpkin. Here's the add-on this time. And so one of these, which is cute, right? Some little tulips. I like the words. Those are really nice too. And the add-on, here's the number for that, 168666. It's $13. And then here's a little sneak peek ahead for February and March. Aren't those pretty? So really nice Paper Pumpkins too. So don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. All right, you guys, have a great week. It was, thank you again for watching. I think we'll get into some Valentine's next week and start getting ready for that. All right, I'll see y'all next time. All right, bye-bye.